Welcome to another issue. Welcome to another issues. Welcome to another series of issues.
Word.
As we do the next episode of Cocktails with Heather, we are going to take audience questions. All two of you are sending in questions. Okay, so here it is. If you're interested in the show, which a lot of you have said, hey, I'm really interested in this show, and I have a lot of stories and blah, 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 send in your fucking stories.
Don't wait for a guest appearance because we have to let this get more exciting before we start bringing in a fourth.
Yeah.
You guys have heard this shit drag on long enough. If I bring another person into this shit's going to get real.
4 fucking hours of talking.
Send us some Playboy Forum shit.
And I'm not worried about it. These are podcasts,
forum,
so you can fucking listen anytime, anywhere you want to. It's not that big of a deal. Unless you're Joe, who has to consistently talk because he's filling dead space. And I've always wanted to say that.
Hey, it's like
podcast.
Like my marriage, I was filling dead space.
That's a good joke.
That's what my husband does because I'm dead on the inside.
I'm Mike.
I'm porn star tongue.
Yeah, porn star tongue.
Star tongue. Fucking A. I am Groot. I am Heather. And I just found a miniature split of Shandon Rosé. And I was very excited about it. And I asked my eldest brother where it came from and if I could have it. And he's like, I don't know. It was up there. And I said, I'm pretty sure I bought this. So I just found my own gift to myself.
That's a good gift.
And I'm pretty fucking excited because it's been tequila all night long since, like, I don't even know what time I got here, 6 p.m.?
Yeah,
it's been tequila since 6 p.m. and now it's Shandon Rosé to round it out. And
now you're going to puke.
Can you be attitudey teenage Groot instead?
I'm Groot.
I am Groot.
I have a fucking fridge full of goddamn alcohol.
I don't drink beer.
And I don't drink any of it.
So you like wines, champagnes, and hard shit?
That went in my nose. Yeah. I used to say the W's, whiskey and wine, but I'm a pretty solid vodka person these days.
So why no beer?
Champagne
She doesn't
wines.
like the taste of it.
Champagne wines and any hard alcohol. Today was a tequila day for some reason. I don't know why. I just drank it because that's what Laura drank today. I used to drink a lot of whiskey. Pretty much I'm a vodka person these days. Because I really want to adopt the life of liver cirrhosis.
He wants to adopt the life of Mark.
Yeah. Psoriasis, here I come.
Mark Strong.
No, cirrhosis. I have psoriasis.
Cirrhosis, I'm sorry.
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis of the liver.
Cirrhosis.
My liver is diseased, but also very, very itchy.
Very seasoned.
It's terrible.
It's pickled.
It's very. There we go.
I am pickled. That is accurate.
So
I mean, shit could be worse. I could be on pills.
Yeah, at least
snorting stuff off a
at least you don't
marble
feel
slab.
like you need to butt chug your alcohol.
you could be fucking
I take
sucking dick for meth.
I do not suck dick for meth. I just suck dick.
Thanks for opening that wound again.
To make my husband feel better about life. I don't. Not for meth. He gives me 0 meth. Maybe I should ask for meth. Why don't I have any meth?
My ex-wife literally
suck
dick for fucking meth, dude.
Dude,
she really
did.
Did
she suck your cock?
We fucking make jokes about that all the time.
Occasionally. It was a rare thing. Very rare thing.
Dude, I suck dick like once a week.
Because you give a shit. You care. You care about making your man happy.
No, she just sucks dick.
Okay, well,
I didn't say. It's just random dicks. I
just suck a random dick once a week.
Just once a week. A can a week. That's all we ask.
Is it
a dick a week?
Is there like a little bell, fucking, like a dinner bell?
Bing. It's like I've met my quota.
Another mark on the post.
Please, sir, may I have more?
No.
You haven't rung your bell for your dick sucked
Please,
for the week.
I want some whore.
Fuck you and your fucking pun.
Channeling my buddy John on that one. Please, sir.
So
you have not rang your bell for dick sucked for the week.
So I have a quick question that was inspired by the last episode.
Inspired from the last episode.
Yes.
Of course. Because,
Yes.
Dwelling on the last episode.
So
yes.
When you were in your, any of us, when we were in our relationships, have any of us had were there any bad decisions that you thought about making, but at the time you didn't think they were bad decisions, and you're so glad that you didn't make those decisions?
Starting
Yes.
a podcast with you back in 2005.
Yes. Psycho husband that stole my shit wanted a baby with me so bad he could fucking taste it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to do it because I wanted him to be more responsible as a father to the children he already had.
That sounds familiar.
And I'm so glad every goddamn day that I'm still not sharing a co-parenting situation with that man.
Okay, so the question was, any bad decisions?
Yeah, bad decisions that you thought of doing, but you didn't realize they were bad at the
Like
time.
something that
and
you
you're so
wanted to
glad
do.
that you didn't do it. Like, you're like, holy fuck, I'm glad I didn't make that bad decision.
I just want
Like,
everybody to know
it
that
could
I'm
have made
holding
things
the
worse.
split of Shandon like it was like
Could have made things
It would've-
worse.
it
I
would-
mean, everything ended up in a divorce anyways. So.
Yeah, but it would have made things even more worse like that.
like more
Like-
worser.
But yeah, I mean, like, for me, it's... If I had left her
Bigly batter.
Yeah.
if I had left my wife any sooner than I did, there's a good chance that I wouldn't have gotten custody of my kids and other things like that. I think it would have been way worse.
Possibly, but she's a fucking crackhead, so.
Yeah, and then there was God. I almost joined the military. I almost moved down to Pomona.
Why didn't you join the military?
Why
Why do you think that would have been
See,
a
my
bad
youngest
decision?
dad, my youngest.
I was for relationship reasons, like to make money for the family. And
Right, but why do you think that would have been a bad decision?
okay, I would have been gone, and she would have been fucking around on me even more.
Yeah, it happens.
My youngest son's father and I
Mm.
almost bought a bar together, and I still think that would have been an excellent decision.
Yeah,
Like that still would have been a successful.
so that's a regret thing.
We
then.
still
venture.
need to do that.
I wish that we could have done it. And we actually lost the opportunity. But I think back, like, oh man, that I would have been stuck with a bar. I think we still would have been able to make that extremely successful.
Then we could have
even
done a
today.
live show.
True,
We could be doing live shows.
true. Work on that.
Anything for you? Anything that you bad decision you thought of making, but you didn't?
I can't think
Oh,
of...
it's so carbonated.
honestly, I can't think of any bad decisions. I mean, other than, like, the job thing. Because I was having problems getting jobs, but part of that was because I'm obstinate, and the other part was because I had psoriasis at the time, and it was fucking with my psyche.
Yeah.
I didn't have with Shelley. I didn't have any of the issues of straying or wanting to stray or anything else like that.
Oh fuck. Remembered one. Okay.
But this isn't a podcast about relationships, so this has got a
It
fucking...
kind of is.
Well, this podcast in particular.
Yo,
I
check
just
me out, yo.
Street vibes.
I found Dad's Street Vibrations
Yes, you
cup.
did.
I remember another bad decision I almost made, and I'm so glad I fucking didn't, which was I had a girl that lived in the apartments that me and my wife had, the first apartments we had, and she was flirting with me, and she would come over and flirt with me while my wife was gone. And I could have so had an affair with her, and I didn't. I weighed all the options, which were she's not that attractive.
I weighed all the options. She's uglier than my wife.
She's
I weighed all the options,
she's
and that's pretty much
she's
it.
not- yeah, she was like a fucking 3 out of a 10, I think, maybe.
The Sacramento 3.
Citrus,
Not an LA
a
3.
Citrus Heights 3.
Real Linda 3.
Very different.
Oh, goddamn. So no, she had her teeth still at that moment.
All
no,
real
she was
Linda people don't have their teeth.
she was very red, very 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 freckly. Yeah, not comparable. It's not comparable. Don't worry.
Are you talking redhead?
Yeah, but she was like a fucking she looked like a redhead. Like
Again, I'm offended.
Okay.
Like I have one for
Skinny or
every
fat?
soul.
fat.
I have
She
so
was.
Okay, there we go.
Okay,
she was
well,
like
Mike's out. Mike's
full-
out
yeah,
right now.
So
Yeah, totally out.
So yeah, and
She
like
was skinny.
so I weighed the
Yeah.
options. I'm like, well,
anorexic. I'm all
I
in.
said,
literally.
we live in these shitty apartments, so everything gets around. All the information gets around, so they'll find out. I said, she's not that attractive, so it's not really worth the risk because she's not that attractive. And also, I know that I'd break her the fuck off, so that means she'd be coming around more, and then the wife would definitely find out about it
Because you're porn star tongue.
because I'm porn star. And so,
He's got PST.
yeah. So. I started this. I fucking
PTSD.
started. I would have lived it up.
I would like everyone to
live it
know that
down.
I might be the drunkest I've been on one of these podcasts right now.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, and so I weighed the and I didn't do it. I made out with her for a quick second. I said, no, I can't do this. I can't do it because I don't want to lose my family. So
Yeah.
I'm
I've,
so glad I made that decision not to do it. I'm so glad.
I've when I was married with Shelley, I can't think of anything. But the other thing, the other side of that story is when we would go out, we would troll together. You know, like, she's hot, you know, or he's hot or whatever.
Alpha hunting packs.
Yeah, we do. And but there's so when you have that type of relationship, there's no need to worry about it.
No.
The biggest problem that I had in my relationship was she was not as into sex as I was.
Wow.
So
As what?
she wasn't as into sex as I was.
Wasn't in the mood as much as he was.
I might vomit in my Shandon.
And see, even if I wasn't in the mood, if she was in the mood, I'd still do it.
Whatever stories you've heard about Mark and the amount of sex that he had with Laura, multiply that.
Gross. So gross. So gross.
So, okay.
I don't even know how he listens to sex stories about me. So can we start with the questions that
Yeah.
I've got?
Do you want to start with your questions or do you want to start with these questions?
I'm going to start with these questions I have on my phone, not the questions you have on your phone.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, the cocktails.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, the Cocktails with Heather email questions.
Right,
we'll
and I got some directly sent it to me. Somebody who will remain anonymous unless you actually know this person. Then I don't think they're going to be very fucking anonymous.
Why are people afraid to say their names?
Because they don't. Not
Because
everybody's
it's
as
all
bold as
about
us. People
sex
give a
questions.
fuck. You know who doesn't give a fuck? Anybody in this fucking room right here.
Guilty people?
None of these people
Guilty
here.
people give a fuck?
Yeah, guilty people give a fuck.
Christians.
Okay, so first question, which I found extremely humorous, was firefighters or cops, who's better in bed?
I've never slept
And
with
no
either one of
cheating
them.
because your husband's a firefighter. Okay, well, technically, right now, my husband is not a firefighter right now. He is up for a position. I want to say that I was given the old bait and switch on this one. I thought I was getting in a relationship with an EMT. Found out later he was a firefighter, which was kind of sad to me because I thought I would never be in a relationship with another
EMT
firefighter again.
Eats much tang.
That as
Shut
well.
the fuck up.
Also eats a lot of tang.
Mucho tang. Muy.
So,
Muy-
firefighter cops, who's better in bed?
muy
So,
tang.
one of the stock answers that I used to have for this, and I'm going to catch a lot of flack for it, I know, is firefighters have small dicks. So, it just something that I think out of personal knowledge that I knew of in my
They need to
previous
grab
years.
a bigger hose. It's like metaphorical.
Like, they got to drive the big trucks for a reason. It's kind of like the guys
And
with
the
the
big
jacked
hose,
up
yeah.
stuff with the big tires. Like, I always thought that was like the deal. Now, I know there's exceptions. There's exceptions to every rule. And I do know people who have large penises that end up becoming firefighters. So then I kind of had to wait, like, okay, do they all
Yeah.
have small dicks? I don't know. Well, here's the fun part is even though this particular person who asked that has experiences on both ends of the spectrum, I've only slept with one cop in my entire life. And I didn't even really think I ever want to sleep with cops. I slept with one cop. Because I do not have a thing for people in uniforms. And he had an average
So you have a thing for people out of their uniforms.
size penis, not even that. Average size penis, maybe. But my current husband, because he is becoming a firefighter, I think, again, he was in another state, not this state. I am partial to that, of course, but I would have to say if I had to go through the two, I only have experience with one cop, so I'd have to say firefighters, personally. Joe, inexperience, cops and firefighters? No. Okay, Michael? Nope. No. Okay, so I'm going to press on to the next question.
Yeah.
And I know you guys are probably going to have more on this than I do. And what, in your opinion, makes some women so attractive to men who have badges? Now, before you get excited, I don't know if it's just a badge. A lot of times, this is also contrived as uniforms. A uniformed person.
A uniform or a badge. So we'll answer both of those.
Let's just marry them together,
You're right.
like a sick, twisted.
Well, the first and foremost is authority. We've already talked
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
The other thing is when a guy, even females, but when a guy is dressed in a uniform and he's standing up straight, let's face it. I mean, when you're sharp fucking dressed man, like ZZ Top
It could be
says,
the same thing in a good suit, though.
right? But the difference between a suit and the uniform is power, and a lot of women are attracted to quote unquote power. So when they go with the uniform or the badge in these cases, whether it's a firefighter or whether it's a cop or a military guy or whatever, they're going after the power.
What about a smud guy?
He doesn't have a badge.
Well, he have his uniform though.
He doesn't have a badge.
Some authority.
Have you seen smut
You will
guys
respect my authority.
fucking pulling trim?
No. No, I have not. I've never been at a bar and have a guy be like, you know what? Well, I work for Smud. I check the meters.
Hey,
Sucks many uncircumcised dicks. Smud.
why the fuck? Who cares?
He just wanted to throw that in there. It's like barfed up icky caramel corn.
Should fucking mute your microphone.
So here's my thing is I've actually never had this problem. And the fact that my very first husband was a fireman.
Are you sure?
He was. He legit. I lived next to the station he worked at the time. Met him.
Yeah.
So he was a firefighter. He was a firefighter for many years, and I literally didn't care that he was a firefighter. And I think that he utilized that almost like a wave that he could surf in on a lot of things. Like a lot of people forgave his sins because he was a firefighter.
Right.
So for me, because I'm always the fucking opposite of everybody else in the world, is the uniform for me is not so much something that gets you your foot in the door. It's almost something you have to overcome.
Yeah.
In my world in particular. And I think that's because I came from this goddamn backwoods white trash law breaking history that you just don't rely on people who have uniforms and badges. And maybe that's part of that. But we don't call the cops.
Yeah.
We don't call 911. We take care of shit ourselves. And the uniform has always been something to overcome. And the cop I dated did not overcome that uniform. In fact, he portrayed most of those traits
Right.
That they have. And so it was never a gimme with my current husband. It's been something that's just been in the background, almost like a point of acceptance. Like I've had to accept that I'm going to be living that lifestyle again. And I'm comfortable with the lifestyle, but the authority figure that comes with the badge, I recognize no authority besides my own.
I come from a long line of military and police. My great-grandfather was the first chief of Newburyport or something like that. My grandfather was in the military. He was in World War II. In fact,
Did he burn the Jews?
No. No, he was in London during the Blitz.
Was it a ballroom blitz?
Yes.
Was it a blitzkrieg bop?
Yes, both of them. And he saved a couple of people when a bomb went off next to him. He should have died. Blew all his fucking teeth out of his mouth and everything.
Ow.
My father being in the military, both of my uncles are in the military. Were in the military. One has passed, but they retired military. Trying to think of anybody else in my family immediately, but none of these people were. The point I'm trying to get to is the women that they were with, all of them, weren't with them because of their uniform.
Right.
Like the good story about my Uncle Franny when he met his wife. Now, where my mother lived in Massachusetts, there was a bar down the street, and him and my Uncle Franny and his best friend walked into that bar, and it's basically like Top Gun, right?
Okay.
Where they sing the song, but they don't sing the song. Franny fucking walked over to this girl that was sitting at the bar, and I guess he knew her from high school or whatever. But before he did that, he looked at his friend and he goes, "I'm going to marry that girl," and walked right over to her. And I don't know the whole story. I think she said, "I'm not interested in you," blah blah blah. But he was persistent enough. They eventually got married and had 3 kids. So but it wasn't the uniform.
You know what?
That's what I was trying to get at.
My husband was in the military as well. He served his time in the Air Force and then was a civilian contractor for the military in itself, and then also was a firefighter, basically in all those capacities. And as sad as this is, I don't envision him as being this uniformed, like saving people and getting all his teeth knocked out.
Right.
Have you ever seen In the Army Now with Pauly Shore?
Yeah.
That's more of what I envision him being, and I think that's completely accurate. It's just like one day I just decided to go into the fucking army, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm cleaning up water and look at this shit and driving tanks. Like waking up one day and he's driving a tank. I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, I think that's more his style, and that's more what I envision him doing. So it's less of the authority type figure and just more of like, yeah, he did that too.
Yeah, I think I think the other thing is because you hear so many stories. It's like the fucking rock and roll groupie, right?
Yes.
The fucking the badge groupies, if you want to call them that.
Badge bunnies.
Yeah, the badge whores. And
Which, by the way, is this person's nickname.
Badgers.
Badgers. Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
Honey Badger don't give a fuck.
I think it gives the feeling of alpha male as well.
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is that because of the stigma of the badge and whatever else, it's just like the rock and roll groupie stories. You're in rock, you're fucking guitarist, singer, you're just going to be pulling pussy this and left and right. And then, but however true that is or not true that is besides the point. I think it's the same way with the firefighters and the police officers and whoever else wears a badge, is that the stories have just gotten out there, and then everybody thinks that, because of this happens.
Now, I know for a fact, knowing enough people in law enforcement, that one of my famous lines is, Jesus Christ, you guys are like Peyton Place. They sleep with everybody that's there. They all date each other. They all sleep with each other. There's always a fucking issue. Like, that always happens. Like, I'm anticipant of that happening with them. However, personally, for me, I know that that's not an issue, but I do think that there are a lot of people out there that are attracted to the fact that they're in a uniform, they look sharp, they have a job, they are supposed to have their shit together, which was my first husband, supposed to have his shit together, because he was a firefighter.
He's going to rescue me.
It's not even a rescue thing. I don't want to be
But some
rescued.
of them are like that.
Many women are. This is my rescue. This is my net, as you said. This is everything. But for me personally,
we're gonna have the idyllic life in a white picket fence.
Yeah, and you know what? That didn't pan out after like
and
4
then the
months.
beatings come.
Yeah, no, that
or
ain't
the
even
line.
coming. The collection bills come that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
That happens too. I prefer the collection bills that I'm aware of coming is much preferable to me.
Not the hidden bills.
No, the hidden bills are a problem. So for me personally, I think that's my thing. It's like, military, firefighter, cop, I don't even give a shit what your fucking uniform is. Like, if you ain't got the fucking balls to back it up, it don't mean shit.
Right. Yeah, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. But I think a lot of it is the stigma of, power.
Yeah.
He has a badge, power, blah blah blah. But a lot of those people are also interdepartmental, if you want to call it that. It's cops sleeping with cops, or people that work for the police department sleeping with cops.
I also can see another thing. I can see there being a sexual thing also, where it's there's a lot of women that like men to take control. And so if you have someone who's in a position of authority, they get off on it even more. Like,
didn't we just say that? Power?
That's true.
I'm going into sex.
Saying the person who has the badge gets off on it, which I think is absolutely accurate. I think there's a piece of that too.
The person that's going out with a badge gets off on it too.
I mean, they don't have to have a badge to spank my ass. I'm just saying. But just because that plays out as it is doesn't mean that they have to have a uniform or a badge.
But would they have to have a badge to poke your ass?
No, not at all. Not at all. You do not need a badge to poke this anus. In fact, there's a sign hung above it. No badge needed to poke the anus.
Exit only.
Because my husband's been poking it for a while, and he doesn't have a badge right now. So there you go. There you go. All right, but I know Michael has some questions that came in as well, which is fantastic. By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen the email address that we have posted. If you have not, please just comment or send any of us messages. We can send it to you. It's cwhpodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to send in stories, questions, suggestions. Just even tell us that you hate our voices and you want to punch us in our face hole. Yeah. We're fine with that too. Feel free to communicate with us. We love hearing from you guys.
Or if you want to take a ride on the Porn Star Tongue Express.
Yeah, the PST Express. Choo-choo. You can do that too. I mean, we take all options here.
Yeah. Give me good heads up though, so I can shave my face beforehand.
Yeah. Just like, what is it, Missy Ellen's like, call before you come, I got to shave my chocha. I got to shave my chocha.
Yes, don't I look like a Halle Berry poster?
No.
Joe looks like a Halle Berry poster. What do you got, Michael?
All right, so sexual encounters gone horribly wrong. Now, I don't know really what that means.
Eat it like a vulture.
So I'm going to assume
Now, I've heard Joe's fart story.
I don't know, but that wasn't but that wasn't.
I
it
heard
didn't
about
go
a
wrong.
guy that was boning this chick who had a colostomy bag.
Oh,
She had like lower intestinal issues.
extra hole.
Yeah, and
Oh.
and was kind of diarrheaing, pooping, not knowing it while he was boning her. That's not my story. I was not participant there. I just heard that secondhand, and I was like, yes.
God.
I don't know if I think the worst that I've had go wrong is horrible vaginal bleeding,
Ooh.
and not even a period.
Yeah.
Just like having
you have
scar
a-
tissue.
Do you have a
in
Prince
there.
Albert or something? Or
Huh?
Prince Albert?
No, but if you let her finish her story instead
It
of
could be
fucking
Prince Albert in a
training
can.
her,
It could be Prince Albert in a can. You have to let him out. Kind of. It was like Prince Albert in a can. It was like scar tissue, and then I would have like blood build up in there, and then the guy would like bam, bam, bam with his dick, and then and then it was like fucking like Red October, and
Bam! Bam!
bam, bam, bam. And they'd be like, "Oh my god! Like I think you started your period," and I'm like, I don't really have those anymore. What?
Don't be pussy whip.
And I have blood all over.
Bang! Bang! Bang!
So I figured that's out. I went to the doctor and I was like, "Hey, I've got this issue." Roto-Rooter some of that shit out a little bit better, but it has happened one time
That's the
since then.
name. And away goes troubles down the drain.
And so I roto-rooted it out, and then I have. So that's often awkward, especially when it's a first encounter with somebody, and all of a sudden they have your blood like completely smeared from like belly button to knee. That's concerning, and thankfully for me, I don't give a fuck. So I'm just like, yeah, that looks like a fucking problem. Anyways, next. So I think I've had that. But one thing I will say is I've heard stories of, and we had this picture. So I know that in one of the earlier podcasts, I talked to you guys about how I have this group of friends, and when we would get dick pictures from people, we would share it amongst ourselves. And one of the dick pictures that kept coming back, we used to call the chicken wing. And it was
Okay.
called the chicken wing for a reason.
Did it make you hungry?
No.
the opposite.
It was a little dick that was wrapped in some sort of cock ring and ball ring, and
It's where the ball ring is where
it was
chokes the balls,
completely
right?
like up and curved to the side, and it looked like a chicken wing. And we think that it was broken at some point. And then I heard when I showed it to my buddies, I was like, dude, you guys got to see this.
It's a boomerang
And so I showed them the chicken wing dick.
because it just keeps
And
coming
they were like,
back to
oh,
you.
shit. And immediately they have like, oh, my God, it hurts so bad looking at it. And they're like, I've heard about something like that before. Somebody broke their dick. Now, I have not heard of this before, but
God.
evidently you can
It's happened to me once.
break your fucking dick
did
and it
you-
will go
did you
sideways.
break-
I didn't. There
And it
was
looks
no.
like an uncured fucking broken
There were
dick.
there were no blood vessels burst or anything. I didn't have it where it was like now leaning to the side with a big bulge coming out of the side of it or anything. But I did have a fucking boner that got sat on wrong and it fucking bent and it felt like it was going to break.
Yeah, we've all had. I've had the same thing
Oh
happen.
my
to me.
God. I mean, I'm hurting right now talking about it. It was, yeah, it was a memory. Fuck.
So, what was your worst moment, or one of your worst moments?
During sex?
Yeah, that was the question. No. What was one of your worst moments talking to the President of the United States?
It was when there was, every once in a while, the freaky factor would, come up. That's what I always like to call it. Where you feel like, hey, let's take it up a notch and go straight, let's do some anal, right? So I'm hitting it, and I'm hitting it doggy style, and the tip of my dick can feel something. It can feel there's something in there, and it wasn't anal beads. I'll tell you that. It was, and all of a sudden, I could start smelling something, and I looked down, and I had shit all over my crotch, and it was so bad. The smell was so goddamn
Were you
bad.
butt fucking her?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That happens. My favorite
try
one,
not
by
to
the way,
try
was
to find-
someone. Well, like the couple of times I tried anal, the guy like finishes,
Yeah.
and then he's in the bathroom, and he goes, "This towel smells like shit.
What a fucking...
It's fucking everywhere."
Yeah, so I was turned off of that shit for...
No pun intended.
That's a weird looking fucking dick.
I told you.
Let's see chicken wing. Oh,
So I'm showing them right now a picture of the chicken wing. I had to phone a friend.
is it hanging to the left? Is that what it's going on?
Yeah, it's kind of hanging to the left.
You know why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's circumcised.
No, not all circumcised dicks do that. I don't know how many dicks you've seen, but I've seen a lot. No, circumcised dicks don't do that.
Listen.
No, that's fake news.
First and foremost,
This one's broken.
He's circumcised.
Yeah, and
Mine hangs to the left like that as well.
okay, I've
And it
pretty
also-
much never fucked an uncircumcised dick, and I can tell you this is not average.
Yeah, mine does this thing where it's not perfectly straight. It does a little. There's like a little.
Well, mine used to curve. It doesn't curve
Yeah.
anymore. But
Mine looks
that-
like it's kind of confused, like
that,
a dog.
But it does.
Then you should definitely hit him from the side so you can get
Yeah.
the G spot. But
You
what
know-
I'm saying is this is not normal.
you
but
know,
his is-
No.
like when a puppy hears a weird sound and he goes.
But it could also
And it
be
kind of turns its head a little bit to the side. It went dark.
It's chicken wing.
the other thing
That's
is
how
that
mine goes. It goes a little bit.
gravity pulls it, and then the other thing is he's got that fucking ball ring going on, the cock ball ring thing, and he may have it too tight where it's pulling it to the side. But yeah, that's kind of weird.
This is not normal.
Why did you have to go through all that just to get the picture back up again? Why didn't the screen just light up and there it was?
Because I have low battery.
Please
and
tell
then
me that Ryan is aware of that.
my-
That you have that dick pic on your phone.
my friend
cares
said,
if
well,
he's
I
aware
didn't
of it?
have it on my phone. I had to make her
Yeah.
send it to me. And then she said,
who
do you need
cares?
any more? Because she's got a collection. And I said, just send me one more. Some of you guys look at one more dick. It's not even a chicken wing. Just any dick. Here you go. Oh, yes, this is a good one. The casual sunglasses on the dick picture. Joe's processing it. So what it is a gentleman, I will call him that, put sunglasses on the base of his penis and then took a dick picture of it.
Should have drew a little goatee on
and the
there.
pro-
Looked like
Well, here's-
looked like Humpty Hump.
Here's the problem with that whole fucking thing right there is, first and foremost,
Here it comes.
the goddamn sunglasses aren't on properly. What the fuck? Like,
Well, a dick doesn't have ears, Michael. What do you want it to do?
I mean, if you're gonna do that,
It has nothing to hold him up.
attention to detail, right?
Yeah,
Like,
It's like,
yeah.
what are you going to do? What a man has one
You
ear.
could have super
Hold
glued
him
some-
up.
you could have
Hold him
su-
up. What around your
You could have
waist?
super
Hold it with
glued
your fucking
some
fingers.
elf ears onto the sides.
attention to detail.
Yeah.
You know what? You're just not creative with your dick pictures, evidently.
No, I'm not, because I don't take them.
I'm not
You
very
know why?
creative with my vag pictures
You know why?
because you'll end up getting them texted to 5 different
Because
people
it'll
like this.
show up on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, and he's not Quagmire. He's not going to go. Oh well, hey, if I show 1,500 chicks my dick, I might get 2 of them.
Okay,
Does
so
this look like a cue to you?
okay, so side note, I'm gonna regress for a little bit, and I will back up this theory. So one thing that I heard a long time ago, as we've discussed, I am friends with more women than I am men. And one of the things I learned very quickly is that if you cast a wide enough net, you're bound to catch something in it.
Right.
So he's going to kill me for this. So I realized very early on that my husband was one of those people. And I ended up somehow having to get on his Facebook for some reason and found all these messages that he sent out. So you know how you get the like people that you may know thing because
Yeah.
they might be friends with a friend or something like that?
I get that from Plenty of Fish, by the way.
Okay, so I know for a fact it was on the Facebook, but it could be Plenty of Fish or fucking whatever. And he would send the good-looking ones messages like, "Hey, couldn't help but say hi to such a pretty woman.
How you doing?"
Da, da, da. And it was just like message after message after message after message. It was the same thing over and over and over again.
Just
And
have
I'm
it
just
saved.
like,
Did
and
you
I
have
just
it
looked
just
at it, I was like,
saved?
Copy and paste.
bitch, you fucking cast a wide enough net, you're bound to catch something in it. And that's exactly what it was.
Hey, from out of town.
And I guess I've just never had to cast that wide of a net.
You're a female.
Although I've catch some really shitty stuff in it. I'm going to cast this small net and catch some sharks.
You
and I
could
caught,
walk
like,
out
a
onto
boot.
Derry Road right now and get laid within 5 minutes if you wanted to.
Me?
yeah.
There's not a lot of people on Dairy Road.
I guarantee you, if 3 cars drive by, at least one of them will be willing to
I
stop
just
if you try to
like
flag them
flash
down.
my cooch out
Yep.
on them.
No,
Like,
all you have to do is just wave.
get in this.
Guarantee fucking TV.
Yeah.
Get in my belly.
That's how easy it is for women to get laid.
Get up in my guts.
Get up in my guts right now.
Horrible sexual encounters that have gone wrong.
Have you broken anyone's dick, Mike?
I've never broken anyone's dick. I've almost broke my dick.
Did you
Ow.
fuck the blood out of someone?
Yes.
There you go. See if we got that.
But-
You got barbaric.
I mean,
But-
Joe's fucked the shit out of someone, literally.
yeah, I did.
Me too.
I gave her colonic.
But it was. I'm not going to say. But it was a long-term relationship, and she was on her period.
Okay, well that's just Red
Okay,
Wings.
I've got. I
Two
do-
we call that the two towels don't look down.
I've earned my Red Wings.
Yeah, Red Wings.
Everybody's got them. Not a big deal.
I'm a fucking vampire.
So-
I went. I was like,
But when you meet someone for the first time, you go out with them. You go out with them another time. You get together for the first time, and you fucking bleed all over them and your covers. It's a little bit more embarrassing.
Yeah.
oh, baby, it's okay, baby. It's okay, baby.
Oh, it's not a big deal.
It's okay. Open your mouth.
Thank God this guy was just like fucking white trash superstar. He just like barely did it.
I can't maintain if I'm not interested in you. And I've had this problem with several women, and the last one was she was kind of weird, and we had sex, and then after that it was just like I'm done.
Yeah,
Get your
because
point
the
off.
chase was over. You got it,
No,
and then you saw more.
no, I wasn't chasing her. That was the
Chasing Amy.
thing. She was chasing me. I could have cared
You
less.
got the initial like, hey, yeah, it's the first time, and then after that you're like,
If this is the one that we're talking about,
oh Lord,
No,
I remember you telling me all the time about
No.
the back and forth
No.
things.
no.
different story.
She was chasing me, and it's not the same person. I'm not
Okay.
talking about anybody you know.
All right.
It was somebody else, and again, plenty of fish type of thing. And
I have never been on this website.
You're not wasting your. Yeah,
yeah,
worry
don't
about it.
waste your time.
I don't need to now, but I should.
Unless you
Maybe I
wanna-
should have been.
Unless you want to entertain yourself with more dick pics.
Yeah, the
I
plenty.
do need to make that pillow.
Yes, you do.
I don't
Well, you
think
got
Ryan
your-
would sleep on it.
You got your friend. Well, we could sell it.
That'd be hilarious. I don't know if
Oh my
that's.
god, it's so amazing.
I mean, is that considered public domain? You could just you like
you sent it to me.
Yeah.
Just change it by 20%.
you could just pixelate. You could dixelate it all.
Just make 20% of it black.
Dixelate.
Yeah, you just you adjust and you fucking Photoshop and boom, send it off to the printer press.
See, I took the word pixelate and I
underst-
added a D onto it.
I got
Pixelated.
it, and you know what? Stop explaining your fucking stupid jokes.
I just wanted to hear him fucking get mad.
Like
Jesus.
MST3K if they explained it.
It's funny because yeah.
Because he gets
I know.
mad. I know.
It's-
It's funny when he gets mad.
It's funny because I had to explain it. You got mad. And I was trying to explain.
I love how he
fucking
he
fucking
loves to
railroaded
think
on.
I'm really trying to explain it because I'm
So
stupid
you
or
didn't
something.
break a dick. You haven't had a broken dick. All you did was make somebody bleed. All I
Yeah,
did was
well,
make
you
somebody
know,
bleed.
or
Joe
have
needs somebody's
performance
shit.
problems.
So out of all of us, he's kind of got he's got the trump card.
Yeah, I mean,
No pun intended
like,
on this one.
like
just glad I didn't get the
I've
fucking
had
het
sex.
from it.
I've had sex with people to the point where I can't walk.
That's
That
not-
doesn't count though.
No.
Like I haven't had like
I farted on people before.
we've all farted.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, farts happen.
you know,
we all fart.
Giving a blowjob, fart.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't know if I've
Yeah,
had that
kinda.
happen. You were giving a blowjob and somebody
No, I
farted
don't.
on you.
Have you ever done?
Oh, my mistake.
Have you ever done anything out of sexual spite?
No,
Ooh,
Sexual spite.
sexual spite. I gotta think about that one.
maybe.
All right.
Let me think. About
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
I have.
Yes, but no. Because see, my theory is the best way to get over a guy is under a new one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that yes, that could be sexual spite. Even
Yeah,
though you're
it
not,
could be.
I've
Not
done at
sleeping with
least
somebody's
one.
like best friend or anything.
I think
but-
I've done. Yeah, at least one time I've done sexual spite.
I've never slept with anybody's best friend. Or
No, yeah, I didn't mean like that. I meant like what I did, and I guess I did this all just so
No,
I could
well,
tell you
that's
this.
not true. But that doesn't count.
best way to get over somebody is under someone else,
Yeah.
but over someone else.
I believe that because a couple years after my divorce, I got an escort,
Right.
and it was I felt like I had finally like sealed the deal of my divorce when I finally got laid again.
Yeah. But I've never had like massive blowouts. You know, somebody just shit the bed or you know.
I mean, I had bad, sexual experience,
Fucking
like in the midst of it,
just
and
rip-
someone standing on my lawn. But we've talked about that.
Yeah.
You just run. You have to
Fucking-
run to the bathroom. You leave
fucking
it at
Michael
the trail.
Myers.
Pulling someone's pants off and having the guy go, "I know I'm not a large man," and having it be where it doesn't even come out of the top of my little tiny fist.
Fuck.
I've had, yeah. Like, really? Okay,
I'm
well, thanks for
sorry.
announcing that because I was pretending like everything was cool. Now you've made it awkward.
I got a little dick. It's pathetic.
I got it. Sorry about the small dick.
Okay, Bill.
Sorry about the small dick. Just pretend like you're having a good time.
Get the fuck out of here.
And the sad
Look,
thing
if
was
you got a
because
small dick,
he's a
you
super
gotta,
dope guy. Like,
gotta
I think it would have been
compensate another way.
fine.
You got to figure out how to work that small
yeah,
dick.
you got to work
I
that
think,
jerk.
you know what, honestly, if I would have been super into him, I think it would have been fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been an issue. But it's just the whole fact.
Look, you got to be into the person to enjoy it, and if you're not into the person, you're not going to enjoy it.
No matter how big the dick.
And every negative, you're going to find more and more wrong with them.
The person that you're thinking of, there was never an issue. We never had any problems. I never had any problems with her. Never had any problems with my wife, with Shelly. I never had any problems with a couple of people. There was only a select few that there is nothing there. Like I want to, and then all of a sudden it was just like, well, we can do this, but then they start fucking throwing rules into it, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. I just checked out.
What do you? Well, okay, hold on a second. I'm going to need a judge's ruling on this. What do you mean they start throwing in
His
rules?
His buffet had too many rules.
Okay, so
you can bend me over, but you can't put your finger in my ass?
Yeah,
like, what are we looking at
Kind
here?
of like that. So
because I'm not opposed to that.
There was a girl. This was back when I was working at Apple, and when I had when all these messenger programs were up, ICQ was in particular, and
I'm drinking out of this glass from now on.
in the infant days of internet, when you had Messenger, people would just send messages to people without realizing who they were messaging, or they had the wrong number. Like ICQ worked off of numbers.
Were these in the caveman days? Yeah. I don't remember this.
So ICQ it didn't work off of a name like my name or a fake name or whatever name that you use now for internet, right?
Like porn star ton.
Like Dick Pickles. Like porn star ton. My ICQ number was 390-53016. And when you log in, you have your list of friends. And then sometimes you get a message from somebody that's, it was like a dialing the wrong number type of thing. So I got a fucking message from this girl, and like, and she said something. I can't remember the exact conversation. I'm like, so what's going on? And we started having a conversation. And you're like, hey, want to hang out? And she's like, sure, okay, we'll hang out. So things started getting hot and heavy. And then she's like, well, if we're gonna do anything, this will be the only time that we do anything.
What, you get like a one-time shot?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we get married?
Like, no, I think I'll pass.
No.
And then she came over and hung out, and things started getting hot and heavy. And then we went back in the room, and then all of a sudden it was more rules. Well, you got to do this. I'm like, out, done, pass.
Swipe to the left.
Yeah, that's dick ain't gonna work if you're gonna fucking throw rules into the whole we're not even dating thing. So, and you just want to have sex.
Okay, well, you can be on top, but you can only call me Barb.
Yeah.
And when you do, you have to say it with a very disgusted tone.
Yeah.
Barb.
Yeah. So I'm not shit like that. I'm not interested. If you're gonna throw weirdness into the whole situation, like the girl that I was talking about when we had sex and like we got to the room and we're sitting down and things are getting hot and heavy and whatever, and then all of a sudden she's like, you don't want this sheet. You're not gonna sleep with that sheet. Take this pillow and that pillow and fucking. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking play these stupid rule games.
I usually anticipate that they're not going to stay over. And when they did, I was like, why are you still here?
Yeah.
Like, I want them to leave.
Yeah.
My husband is one person that did that. Like, he came over and knocked it out. And then I waited for him to get up. And he fucking fell asleep in my bed. And I was like, what is this shit here? What the fuck is going on?
It's like the Seinfeld thing.
And he never left. From the get-go. He never left.
He's
Years
still
later,
there.
He's still there.
He's still there.
Sleeping in the same spot.
He's still sleeping in the same spot. Yes, in the same spot.
But this one was, I mean, she was like, well, I've, saw these fucking, things on TV and they don't wash the sheets and this and that and that's bad for you. You never use a top sheet. I'm like,
are you talking about in a hotel?
Yeah. Bitch,
okay, well, that is fucking different.
Bitch, I just want to sleep.
Okay, I'm going to give a shout out to my buddy Chris on this one. But we had a room, non-sexual, in many hotel rooms together, and we're both germaphobes. And so we would pull certain things.
I would just sleep. I always I'd sleep on the top of all of it.
No. Get the comforter fucking off.
Yeah,
get the comforter off.
Yeah, they never wash it.
Don't use the glasses.
But I don't care.
Sanitize the remote.
Yeah, I don't care. And I don't drink out of the glass. Well, I wash the glasses if I'm going to drink out of them, but no. I
Clean
don't.
the ice bucket.
First and foremost, I don't care. I'm there
I
to
know
sleep.
you don't care. Yeah.
And
I'm like, what is that? A pubic hair on the toilet seat? I will lick it.
yeah, and then I will call down to the desk and say, change the fucking sheets, because that's what you do. You know, I've got a whole story about that in San Jose, which is just a fucking nightmare.
I don't want to know. I'll never stay in another hotel again if you tell me, I'm sure.
Yes, but this hotel had a strip club.
Oh.
It was awesome.
What the fuck? That sounds cool. That's even
this
better
is
than
like
a
a
bowling
twofer.
alley.
It's no longer there.
Damn it.
Of course it is.
Never is. It never is. What was the other question we had?
I never got to say my spite thing. You fuckers.
The what?
Dude, you let off with a fucking 10-minute goddamn question and you answered it yourself.
I never got into my spite
Story.
thing. Like, have I ever
I
done
told
anything,
you.
Have I ever done anything sexually out of spite?
I told
No.
you. If it's like it
Yeah, I
to
Falcon-
get over a man, you get under a new one. Yes.
I falcon punched her.
Which is completely different than donkey punch.
So there's nothing
Yeah,
you've
that's
ever
a
done. Like,
straight-on
say
shot
if you're
to the
see if you're
pussy.
your one of your husbands or boyfriends or whatever, they did something that pissed you off, and so something sexually, you did something despite them.
She just told you.
No, just do new people.
That's it. All right.
Just
Yeah.
to mostly get myself over them.
All right. So
we get over the hump.
To spite them.
No pun intended.
No pun
the
intended.
thing I did once was after I found out she had cheated on me, I waited till she was asleep one night and I masturbated into her hair.
That's fucking awesome.
That's
love that.
And I can't-
yeah.
I can't-
Actually, you know what? That's okay.
And I felt really good about myself. I did because I was like, "You fucking bitch." That's what you get.
I have never done anything spiteful like that, but the ideas were there.
Yeah.
Like, what if I did this?
Oh yeah, I always have a great plan of what I could do, and I never do that because I always take the higher road. So I always end up just like making it about me. Like,
I had a girl get really. This is a great double entendre. I had a girl get butt hurt at me because we were having sex, and we changed positions, and I was going for the kill, but it went wrong hole.
Yeah.
Right?
So she got butt hurt.
So she
Literally.
literally and figuratively got butt hurt. She stopped everything she was doing,
Did she
got
scream?
up. No, and got up.
Go ahead. I'm background noise.
No, I'm just gonna wait for you to finish.
I just made the sound.
that's like an angry raptor, like an aging angry raptor. It's like Jurassic Park. I could do the click thing.
Oh, Mr. Arnold.
So you got it in the wrong hole. Now Mike's being a piss ass.
No, I'm just waiting for Joe to just
Oh, it was make a sound
See?
effect. I made a sound effect. That's it. Go
just
ahead.
waiting.
Do your thing.
No, I can't.
I've never actually had a guy like, oh, I'm going to go for it and then stick it fully up my butt. Like, that has never
Ow.
happened. That has never happened. Like, they'll start edging and I'm like, nope. Like, I cut it off before it happens.
Yeah,
Ow.
but this was an accident. It was just it was an accident.
Yeah.
I wasn't going for the
More
butt.
like an accident.
Okay,
And-
but they didn't.
And yeah, and so she got up and she was holding her butt and she stormed off. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That you're
Did
gonna
you
get
go
pissed
full
off?
into it?
No.
Just the tip.
Yeah, not
See
even
if
a
how it
tip.
feels.
It just bounced against it.
Just ricocheted
Yeah,
off.
Knock, knock.
Literally, it was like
Just straight up ricochet against
okay,
a balloon knot.
there's-
Just bloop.
there's her vag and there's her butt and then it was like a miscalculation and it went boop and I went sorry.
So your dick went knock knock and she went, no one's here.
no, she got up and fucking walked out of the room. 'cause
Okay,
she
you
was
can't
fucking
blame
angry.
any guy for that. That's just a
Yeah,
miscalculation.
well, she was an
Like
Shit-
if you were like,
shit
oh,
happens.
okay, I'm just going to shove this all in right now. Okay, that's a problem. That would be an issue. I could see that. But
Yeah, I wasn't trying to stick it up her butt.
Yeah,
That's
shit
an
happens.
I
Everything.
wanted to, but she made
That's
that
a-
perfectly clear. Like I
exit
don't
only.
do butt stuff, and I'm like, fine, that's whatever.
Yeah, shit happens with
Not that there's
accidental
anything
anal.
wrong with that.
So that's twice you've said that. We get it.
So I said it 3 times.
Yes.
No.
Yes, absolutely. What's our next question?
Craziest bone zone location.
Bone zone, like where I've had somebody put their dick or?
I think where you've actually had sex.
Or
Oh,
had sex.
oh.
Bone zone
I got
location.
one. I got a few. I got a couple.
I want to hear.
All right. The day I wrecked my truck, I had to
Did
take
it in the wreck truck?
No, I had to take a Greyhound bus back all the way back to Sacramento
hardly
from Pomona.
Damn near killed him.
And I had sex in the Greyhound bus bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've heard that story.
That's gross.
I know.
Okay. What do you got besides the Greyhound bus?
The back seat of a Daewoo at a train station in Claremont.
That's not really a crazy bone zone location.
Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna
when
have
you
to
see how
classify-
steamed up the fucking windows were.
I'm gonna have to
Christ,
classify
dude.
that under car.
You're a little
Turn
close.
my mic down. Hey.
I'm gonna have to
No,
classify
you're
that
actually
under car.
fine. You just got too close.
I'm gonna have to classify that under car. Like,
Yeah, cars I don't consider crazy. Doesn't matter. How
I mean,
small
there's
it is.
crazy
Like the backseat
situations.
of Volkswagen.
There's crazy situations. However, car is kind of a car. I don't know how to classify that.
I've had sex driving in a car.
With the chick fully on you while you're with the wheel. Okay.
I've gotten head while
Hold
I've
on,
gotten
hold
head
on.
while I was
Okay,
driving.
head or hand jobs while driving is not that big of a deal. Well, at least for the
was-
bitch. I don't know about for the dude.
I don't know. She was full on.
Naked?
Yeah.
Wow,
There was a
we
cop
get drunk
behind
enough.
We had to ditch the cop.
If you get drunk enough.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking at that time either.
I've had different car situations before. I've had
it's still a car situation,
it's
but
still
we
a
were driving
car
around
situation,
playing.
which is hard for me. But
It was a lot of foreplay.
junior prom, I think I was in the back of a car giving somebody head. I got reminded of that tonight. I had took somebody's virginity in my car.
Where'd you take it?
I took it for a drive around the Auburn Fairgrounds.
All the way to Bangkok.
Ended up with a
I
nasty
stole it.
bruise in my back because
Sold it at a pawn
I
shop.
had reclined the seat upon my giant cassette holder at the time.
Okay.
That's how long ago this was. I had a double decker cassette holder and it was blocking me reclining the seat. And
This is
I had a couple pulled over on the side of the roads, most notably with my husband. But again, it's in a car. So to me, it's like so many people do it in a car.
Well, the reason why I brought up the Daewoo thing is because
Because it was a Daewoo.
it was a Daewoo, yeah, for one. And also, we were in the middle of like a big parking lot where anyone could have driven by at any time, and no one did because it was like 2 a.m. And I kept waiting for security to go by or anything. And we're just like right in the open.
I don't know if I would have finished if I was that
Still,
worried
it's a
about it.
car.
I love public fucking, dude. I found that
Really?
out. I love public fucking.
Some people really get off on that.
I get
And
it.
that's
Oh
totally
yeah,
fine.
it's
So
invigorating.
So for me, I think as I go through these, I mean, and so I got to say that, so just a minute ago, I phoned a friend and I did talk to my friend. I did. I talked to my friend Jenny. So what happens
phone a
is
friend, yeah.
when you become Heather, you start to forget shit that you did. So you have to rely on other people to help piece your memory together. So I asked her, I called her up, and I don't use my phone a lot. I usually text people. So usually I think someone's dead. So I have
That's
to
why
do
it
that.
took so long to get the podcast started.
No one's dead. No one's dead. I need to know, where's the strangest place I've had sex? And she's like, what? Why are you asking me this? But she did recall one time, I think it was the same junior prom that I gave head in the back of a car, that we were doing it in a room. I was doing it with my dude. She was doing it with her dude. And we were in the same room, and we had a light turned on us
Oh,
by an authority figure.
so technically you could have looked over at any time and saw them doing it.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but I do remember slightly being interrupted in that manner. So the gentleman out there, I think, is going to laugh his ass off if he's listening to this. I'll have to message him and tell him to listen to it. But he would find that extremely hilarious as well. The only other thing that I could come up with, I think, is I was very young. I was like maybe 15. I don't think I was driving yet. And I had a high school boyfriend, and we would meet at this park. And one day I specifically remember that we were doing it at the park, and I was wearing a skirt, which I don't do a lot of, and sitting on his lap. And I think we thought nobody noticed what we were doing, like that we were being super slick about it because I was sitting on his lap and we were doing it, but I had a skirt on. And now looking back at age 42,
Everybody knew.
realized that everybody had to have fucking known what we were
Everybody
doing in that
knows.
park. And it was just me that was fooled.
I was, it was me and a girl I was seeing at the time, and we were over at a friend's house here in Auburn, and our friend trusts us. He's like, "I'm going to go to bed. You guys can lock up." Right on the floor. we didn't even wait. He was like downstairs, and like 3 minutes later, it was just on like Donkey Kong. I don't know if that's craziest, but when you have to look to make sure that your friend's not coming up the stairs.
Kind of puts a damper on things.
Yeah, that's the opposite for me. That's like fucking. I'm like, oh, the thought of being caught. Like, I don't want to get caught, but the thought that I could get caught, fucking adds to the fun of it. Absolutely, that's why I like public sex. Like, I don't mean I want to fuck out in public with everyone watching. I mean, I want to fuck in public where no one can see us, but they might catch us at any time. That's what.
So the idea of getting caught.
Fuck yeah, it is, man. It's awesome.
What's like an exhibitionist thing? Other people seeing you type thing.
Yeah. I was never... See, I'm not into that. I mean, if it happens, it happens.
And here's the thing. And that's the difference. Is like, I think it's because like I'm not into it. Like, it doesn't turn me on.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't give a shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you want to see this horribleness naked, more power to you, sir.
Yeah.
If you want to watch this getting slammed, like, it looks better in my mind, I think, than it does
Well, it looks...
in reality. So if you want to see what that looks like in reality, great.
If you want to see my flat ass going at it, and stabbing a girl, that's fine.
That's your nightmare, sir.
Yeah,
that's not mine.
You want to watch
There's no
my
skin off my back.
Weird looking
or
goat balls
foreskin
just slapping around.
It
Have at
doesn't.
it.
That's their problem now.
Yeah.
It's like me, like in the house. Like if I'm walking around naked for any reason, and the neighbors look in, they're like, "What if the neighbors see you?" And I'm like, "That's their problem. They're gonna have to bleach their own eyes."
I did that to my
Not
friend's
my
mom once, accidentally.
You walked around naked in front of them?
No, she was naked. I think I was around 5 or 6 years old, and I walked into their backyard to see if he was back there playing. And I looked through. I just walked by the window, the back window, and she's standing there butt naked, like she'd just gotten out of the shower. And there was like a double take pause situation, and then all of a sudden she just screamed, "Yeah, you little son of a bitch!" And I fucking ran. And it was never mentioned ever again. Nothing. It was.
See, you probably regret seeing that.
No, I don't. I
Burn your
was
eyes
like,
out.
fuck yeah, I saw his mom's tits. All right.
Yeah, no. I think most people probably want to burn their eyes out.
Yeah, it depends on the mom.
I was a
guess
kid
it
and I always
depends on
wanted
the
to see tits, man.
So I would say that might be my weirdest is public in the park while I'm sitting on my boyfriend's lap. That might be that's probably the epitome of like what the fuck right there.
All right.
So it's the back of a car in a prom and other various situations that are technically normal, and most of the rest of them I think are really cars.
Yeah, pool.
Somebody said I did somebody on a pool table one time. I don't remember that, but I'm sure. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm saying it was in a private residence.
Yeah, I've had a train session and with a train session with a bunch of my friends in a couple trailers.
Mm.
Oh well, here
a train and a trailer is always a good time.
This I didn't participate, but here's a weird one. So I was in seventh grade, and it was me and my buddy Chris and my buddy Steve, and we were walking home. Well, we were walking home, and one of the guys goes, "Hey, I know this chick, and she wants me to come over to her house because blah blah blah." I don't know how. I mean, we didn't have cell phones, but it was some sort of stupid excuse like I left my shit over at her house and I got to go over there and get it and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
like okay. So we all go over to her house, and she's in her 20s. Mm-hmm. She may be older, in her 20s at least. Portly, fat chick.
Why do you always end up with fat chicks and you don't like fat chicks?
It wasn't me. It was him.
Okay.
It was them. And so on her wall, I'll never forget this, on her wall were all these fucking Playboy guys.
I thought you were going to say pictures of Hostess cupcakes or something.
The same thing. Twinks. But that's what was on the wall is fucking all these Playboy centerfolds, right? Yeah. So they're just kind of hanging out there, and then they're like, "Yeah, she's gonna give us blowjobs." I'm like, "No, she's not. She's not. I'm not gonna let that fucking beast touch me." So she ends up, blowing both those guys. Like, "Oh, you should have done it." And I was like, "No,
you prude."
No, I have fucking standards, and
I'm good.
Like I'm gonna pass on the fat fucking adult that wants to suck on 13-year-old dicks.
I figure if they're too ugly to fuck, they're too ugly to suck.
Dude, she's a fucking
That
pedo.
is a great theory.
Yeah, I don't want you touching my dick. If I don't want to fuck you, I don't want you to put your mouth on it either.
But she was a fucking pedophile, and I'm just like I recognized it at that young of an age. I'm just like I'm not
I
interested in
really
some
want to get my
fucking-
dick sucked, but I think I'm gonna pass on.
Yeah,
this shit.
I'm gonna exactly. Look, I'm 13 years old. I'm gonna put my dick in anything that's between 13 and 18. Given fucking one iota of a chance, but not that, because
True.
that thing is just gonna fucking just be all over us all the time, every time. Fuck that. I'm not interested in her. She's skanky. And trust me, I mean, I was.
I know a lot
I
of
was
guys right
having
now that will take the skanky blowjob.
Not me. I was having sex when I was 12 anyway, so it wasn't that big of a fucking deal for some fat chick to suck my dick.
Okay.
That, or I know somebody that used to blow and do a lot of guys, and we called her McDonald's because we used to say
Drive-thru.
over 1 million served.
Oh, yeah.
We have that too.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's, I mean, it's
Mike's
not
more like Burger King. He has to have it his way.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, I get that.
Subway, fresh.
I mean, but
Yeah,
I don't
there
have
you go.
rules.
You gotta eat fresh,
I don't
right?
go in with rules. I'm just like,
I have standards, and
Maybe that's it.
I have
Do you regret not having sex with her at all?
no.
Okay, then who gives a fuck?
I have simple standards, and
Yeah.
my simple standards are if you fit the profile that I like, then I'm into you.
I like pretty dark-haired women and breakfast foods.
Yeah. No, I apparently I have a thing for blondes, and that's
and overly
and
meth
skin.
bodies.
You like
Yeah.
anorexically fucking skinny and
well, no, there's a couple of different types, but yeah, but for some reason, like fucking not anorexically, but at least kind of that skinny.
Callista Flockhart.
Yeah, that's
Ugh.
and it's kind of weird, and I admit that, but that's my thing, and fuck you both. So
Do you get off on Holocaust photos?
no.
Ooh,
Redheads.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love redheads.
Like
God
when you see those
damn.
piles, you're like,
That's
God, I wish they were still
that's a
alive.
genetic thing for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's born in.
But there's something about fucking redheads.
Literally
I don't know.
Literally.
Couldn't tell you.
about fucking
Because
redheads.
we steal souls.
It's possible.
It is completely
You
possible.
damn banshee.
Truly my soul.
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
So you go through my fucking porn history. You're like, this is kind of weird. This is kind of, well, that makes sense.
Oh, this is strange. I don't know. That chick's actually almost at Reddit's. Okay, I got
Yeah,
that.
yeah. No, actually,
like
you'd just be going through it going, every one of these fucking things makes sense now. I get it.
His complete attitude makes sense. I don't
Yeah.
even know. I don't even know what my husband's porn profile would look like. Mine is, because I'm a chick, mine is just, it's not even about photos. It's about storylines. It's all stories.
Mine's like all over the place.
Like midgets down to.
No, okay.
See, I get on that. I get on the same websites you do, and then I see something. I'm like, what the fuck does that look like? And I click on it just to see what it looks like.
I do that, but there's specifics that, like, seriously, like if you go through my browser history, it would just be like, okay, so he went to this website or he went to this page, and then like now he's got 78 fucking browsers open.
Well, they all reopen.
Of all the same shit, and then he closes that one, but then he goes back to it again like 6 times, and it's specific girls or whatever situations.
So you can't like actually mark it where you came on each one.
No, but that would be kind of funny if you could.
It would. You should screenshot it. Boop. This is where I came. Boop. This is where I came.
What's the thing that you were curious about looking up that you highly regretted once you did look it up?
Was it foot fetish?
I don't think he would ever look a foot fetish at all. I don't
never,
think.
I'm just
dude. It will literally show on like when you go to like the main porn video or whatever the fuck it is. Like if you click on the main site,
Yeah.
it just shows you what everybody else is looking at that point in time. It's like son, daughter, or stepson, mom, or whatever. And then there's hot chick with her feet being cummed on, and I'm just like I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling down really really fast because that thing has to get off my screen because I can't fucking stand it. That
Did you mean feet?
yeah, and fucking puke.
Dude, someday,
what the fuck
someday
is wrong
this
with
man is going to
people?
wake up and I will have hired someone to come in and just rub their feet on him. And
Dude,
I'm so excited
he'll
about that day.
react violently.
I will stab them.
Yeah, I'll be prepared for that.
I will
That's
stab them
fine.
in their femoral artery.
I will have paid them in advance.
And
It's
he will
fine.
use the Twinkie defense.
Yeah. Someone broke into my house and was rubbing their feet
It was
on me.
really weird. I woke
and
up
I
and someone's feet were on me. It's so
and
strange.
I fucking stabbed them.
So strange. My husband's feet are gross. I don't know if I'd want them rubbing on me.
Yeah, I
I don't get off on feet, but like if you get off on feet, whatever. Like I don't
The
give a
game's
fuck.
afoot.
and here's the other thing.
I don't
if
care.
if you take a
don't whatever.
if you take a shower and you're clean, and then you're like, hey, can you rub my feet? I'll do that because you're clean.
But
But you ain't licking him.
I will. No, there's no.
no, that's disgusting.
no. There's none of that
Yeah.
shit.
I don't do that with feet.
But that's the thing. I will not touch your fucking feet until you shower. Other
I
than
think that should
get
lead
the
into
fuck
another.
outta
That
here.
should lead into
That's
another
fair.
question. What are you willing to do that you're not into to sexually please the other person?
Okay, I'm going to interject on this and just say that
What are you doing?
my buddies and
Nothing.
we have a thing going where anybody that we see, we're like, what would it take for you to do them? And I think that's under that same umbrella. Like, how much money? What type of things would you get in order to make you be able to sacrifice having sex with that person?
It depends on the person.
Right. So, like, if you look at somebody and you're like, okay, I could probably in a pinch, if I was horny enough, I could do that person. Would you do that person for $1 million and a boat?
Yes.
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 Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
I'd
yes.
do an old man
Okay,
with herpes for fucking $1 million in a boat.
So $1 million would be your baseline then, and then you would go up or down
Sometimes
from
we
there.
actually baseline a boat, which is actually less than $1 million.
Fuck a boat, dude. Boat's just nightmare.
Cash me.
I know, but we really want a boat. We're all after the boat right now. Just
Yeah,
work with us.
You know the rule about the first day and the last day, right?
it's the best.
You know,
First day on the boat and the last day when the day you sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and I call them money horse, like horses or classic cars.
Yeah.
As soon as you get them, all you do is just dump money into
Yeah,
them.
but classic cars.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Classic cars are the
Just
worst
like when
with
you
that.
buy a horse, you're like, oh, I wanted a horse, and all of a sudden now, oh, I got to spend like 20
No,
grand
because you got
or
to
more a
feed
year
that motherfucker, then you got to exercise
Oh
it.
my God,
A
and
classic
they have
car, you don't have to
medical
feed it
bills.
other than gas, and that's
I know, but there's
once in
still
a while
always
we
gotta
something
feed
you
it
have to
maintenance.
fix on them.
Maybe.
And there's still always something you need
if
to
you
improve
build it
on them.
right,
Hey,
if
look.
you do the right things to a car, you don't have to fucking fix it all the time.
So a comparison that I've always used, totally separate from this but kind of similar, is for women's clothing, their closets. What I always say is it's like a man's garage or toolbox.
Yeah.
It's never quite complete. Like you have what you think is everything, but you could still use a few other things. That's what it's like.
Okay. To answer your question, is there anything that I would do that
you're not into.
I'm not into? And the answer is no, because I'm not into it.
So you're not willing to please the other person if they're into something.
What
No,
if they want to put a finger in your butt?
that's fine. Because here's the reasoning behind it.
Just because he's into it. He
No,
just said he wouldn't do it if
just
he
said
wasn't into
wasn't
it.
So he likes it. That's
Here,
okay.
Here's the
Mikey,
thing.
you know what?
Mikey,
You know
Mikey,
what?
he likes it.
Joe, that's okay.
Do you want the answer?
That's okay.
Or
All
are
right.
you just going to fucking rattle on?
Go ahead.
We're going to rattle on a little bit, but we also want the answer.
The answer is that if you're going to put a finger in my butt, it's probably because I already stuck my dick in yours.
Frisky, are we?
That's
Trade-off
true.
is fair.
Trade-off is fair. That's true. You got to have it at least once.
All right.
See if you like it.
So you do believe in the reach around?
Just a tip.
Okay.
The reach around is someone reaching around and giving you a fucking
Handy.
hand job.
I know. I'm just being a smart.
Putting a
ass.
finger in your
I
butt.
only have
is-
so many hands.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
2 would work.
It's true.
Okay, a repoke.
My hand in a hand as opposed to my mouth in a hand as opposed to one in the butt. Okay.
Now do this.
I think that I am willing to do what
I can't believe I'm dancing.
I'm willing to do what the other person wants, up to the point of as long as it doesn't involve shit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Almost anything else she wants me to do, I think I'd be willing to do.
I don't want
no,
to
because
deal with shit either.
I already know I'm pretty fucking liberal when it comes to doing stuff, and anything that a person or a female that I'm with says, hey, I'm into this. Like, I'm not into BDSM and fecal and piss. Shit and
Fecal's
piss
fine.
are completely fucking out. BDSM, feet, pegging.
Always forget what fucking pegging is.
Sticking a dildo up your ass.
When
Oh.
someone straps it on, it just fucks the shit out of you in the ass.
Yeah,
But
not my thing.
it depends on the situation.
You know,
To be
get your
honest.
feet the fuck away from me. But that giant dildo, right here, baby.
And I didn't say giant. What I said was
It's got to be an Asian
gonna be-
dildo,
maybe.
I'm not a large man.
not an
dildo.
African dildo.
Dude, I don't give
Just outside of my little.
I don't give a
outside,
shit what
outside of my fist.
anybody
Is it just
says.
outside of my fist?
a fucking vibrator against
No,
your
you
balls.
feel it in your ass. I'm not arguing with you.
A vibrator against your balls.
100%.
Yes.
Oh, you want to talk about bone zone things?
100%. You can feel that in your ass, and it feels huge when it's in your ass.
Huge.
Totally understand. Mike's on his
I
phone. I'm wondering.
craziest bone zone. That doesn't sexual. That didn't go wrong. Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna tell you guys a story, but none of these stories.
Here's the
none
story.
None of my
From a
stories.
guy named Mikey.
Will are categorized under here.
Then
Gonna
I'm
have
good.
to wait.
It'll have to wait. I'll have to wait till
People-
the next podcast.
People are gonna have to ask the right questions.
Indeed. So they can get the right answers.
Yes, so that I
So
can.
far, this is what you have.
Yeah.
Nobody's
you only,
asked me some other things that can lead to more discoveries.
Yes.
So, how far are you willing to go in for things that Ryan's might be into? I'm not saying he is, but
Pretty willing. I mean, and I think I've discussed it before. Is I'm pretty willing. It doesn't matter what you're into. Like, if you're into whatever, I don't give a shit. Like, I think that, as I talked about, I draw my lines at like other people in the bedroom because it takes away from my attention.
yeah.
I don't want to be completely slammed in the ass because it hurts, and I don't shit right for a week. And I really like to shit normal when I can. So, like, it's happened, and it's like,
I ain't shit
it's
right for a
terrible.
week.
I ain't shit right for a week. And that's true. I did not. It hurts
So
bad.
hardcore anal is like going to prison for you.
Hardcore anal is
going
very
to jail
bad.
for a few
it's
days.
very bad. And I know I have personal friends that are very okay with it and really enjoy it. And I am just not that person, unfortunately, for some people. But seriously, if Ryan walked up to me, he's like, you know what I really want to do? I want to wear your nightgowns and high heels. I'd be like,
I'm gonna wear your ass for a hat.
okay. Okay, that's great. I'm going to do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got bruises like you wouldn't believe just from him being a little rough or whatever. Because I bruise easy. Don't care. All that's fine.
I know girls
I'm
that are
good.
into the choking thing. Well, not choking, but that's the where they put the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But that's them.
they're
So,
into the
whatever.
choking. Like, I'll deal with the choking, but it's not like my thing.
But it's not. But it's not choking. You're not choking them. You're blocking off their blood passage.
yeah.
still
which is a
kind of
different.
I'm wondering how many sexual encounters they've had where they've had to graduate or elevate to that point where that's how they get off.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you one
I've
thing
always
right
wondered
now
about that.
is when you're being like spanked really hard, and you haven't been spanked really hard in a long time, and you get spanked again, it hurts a lot more because you're not toughened
Because they're
up.
not doing it right.
You're not toughened up.
Would you like to know the secret to being spanked?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Cup. You cup the hand.
Oh,
The idea of spanking is the sound, right? So you cup the hand, and then
See, I don't even have the hand necessarily. We have paddles.
when you see,
We have paddles.
and then you
Do,
rub.
do you write on them? Do they say like "fuck you" or "soul pole"? On them?
No, they're just
But you're supposed to rub.
paddles.
You spank and rub. Spank and rub. That's how
Got a
it works.
routine.
You hit, then
Rub.
you love.
Hit and love.
That's-
and love.
That's
and I'm a
the
terrible.
secret.
I'm sure I'd be a fantastic dominatrix. I've just never been given that opportunity. But yeah, I'm sure I would do fantastic.
I know quite a few people that are into that lifestyle. I've never understood it myself. It looks fantastic. It really does. It's kind of cool, but I'm not into it. It's not. I don't feel like wearing a rubber mask or a
You don't
dick
want to put
suit
something
or-
in your butthole with a horsey tail coming out of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to dress like the gimp,
That's the problem.
hide in a box for fucking 15 hours, and then finally someone comes and gets you out.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that either.
Or,
So
or
if-
the whips. Or
If
anything
your
else
man
like
wanted to do like anal beads or something like that,
Yeah, it's fine.
that. Dude, she literally just went into a
how
whole.
many can we
10
get in there?
She went.
That's fine. I'm
like
fine
the-
with anal beads. Like, are they glow in the dark? Like, am I going to lose them in my covers? Like, there's things here with this. Like
like
that's
the
better.
fifth time we've gone over this, which is, hey, are you into doing this with my man? I don't give a shit. I
Yeah.
literally don't give a shit.
Literally
So,
do not care.
are you into anal beads? Yeah.
Yep.
I just said 10 minutes ago I'm not interested.
If he was
So
like,
let's
you know
not
what?
explore any of it. Let's
You
just
know-
fucking just move
But
on.
you
Let's-
keep asking, you keep
let's
asking
get
her, are you
into-
okay with this? And
Let's
instead of saying okay with this, just ask her, what about anal beads? What about? Instead of, are you okay with? Because she already said she's okay with it. Now you
know,
got to
I just want everyone to
now you-
understand
now you
that
gotta-
they're
I just want to know what her
arguing.
reaction's going to be.
You gotta
They're
probe deeper.
arguing over me taking anal beads, which I think is hilarious right now. These
I'm
two guys are.
I'm arguing over the fact that he keeps asking you, are you okay
And
with?
he wants to see my facial expressions, and that's fine too. Unfortunately, nobody else can see my facial expression, but it's usually like
Because you
it's
already said
one
no.
expression. By the way, people, it's just like meh, whatever. So everyone listening out there, by the way, if you're a coworker of my husband and you're listening to this right now, just so you know, totally okay with anal beads. That's totally fine.
And
like
butt
if he
plugs.
wants,
So-
butt
so-
plugs, how big?
So, Ryan,
They
Like-
can't
like
be-
a pacifier
I'm not,
size?
I'm not talking like dilating your butthole like
Okay,
3
good.
centimeters.
Okay, then that's fine. That's fine.
so
just
by
like
the way,
whatever the average size is.
Ryan, you're welcome.
Yeah, I don't want to not be able to.
Like
I
a-
don't want to shit myself
Like a
because
cattail's
my
butt plug.
my
Butt plug?
anus is stretched so much.
Spark
like
plug?
that's not okay. Butt plug.
Spot plug.
Spack plug?
You looking for a spot plug? No, butt plug. Butt
Butt
plug.
plug.
Butt
Plug.
plug. No, that's fine too. I don't even care about that if he's interested. Now, I will say that there are days where I have had a specifically large shit.
Okay.
No,
Or
you got to
something of that
evacuate.
nature.
You got to let it all out before you.
Well, yeah, if I've had like a really big shit that day or something
So
like
like it
that,
created
I'm
a
just like, you
vacuum?
know what? I am not interested in your butt play today.
You got the fucking toilet snake going
Like
on.
I am not interested. Like and it's very easy just for me to smack a hand at me and be like, nope.
That's a curler.
Yeah.
And I am not down for that day.
like a
But there are
cinnamon
many
roll.
other days that I am fine with whatever. Which is why I also suggested when going down, you use the 6-pack. You know, you put a thumb or whatever in the ass. That can work too. I mean, it's a given.
I use
When you give a blowjob, that if you put a finger in the ass, that is going to go a lot quicker.
Oh, I did. Well, I created my own thing. I call it the Spocker. You go like this.
You created your own thing called the Spock.
Have you ever heard anyone besides me call it the fucking Spocker?
Yes.
I've seen it on the
And
interwebs.
then you heard me say it because I've been saying it for over
So
a
what do
decade.
you do with the other two fingers?
I hate to.
For everyone who
I hate
knows
to.
what a spocker is, yeah.
Vagine, clitoris, all at the same. I call it the trifecta of fucking pleasure.
Joe.
Oh,
I
okay.
hate to fucking break up your little me game,
I don't care.
but there you go.
I don't give a shit.
He's looking
I
at
told
all
you,
the
I've been
interwebs,
saying this
by the
for
way.
over a fucking decade.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
saying this when I worked at fucking Mazda Subaru. dude.
Yes.
I
So
don't
were other
want
people.
2 fingers in my
When
ass.
I was a lot porter at Mazda Subaru, not
Can
when I
I,
was a used car
can
guy.
I, just for the record, anyone out there listening, please don't put 2 fingers in my ass. That seems like a horrible fucking idea. Because one tiny finger in my ass feels so large. I can't even imagine
And
what 2
it's-
fingers in my ass would feel like.
You call it the Spocker, but it's actually.
I don't even think I want 2 fingers in my vagina. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't care. I've never gotten off the internet at all.
2 in the pink and 2 in
Look,
the stink. Is
eventually
what that is,
someone's
by the
going to
way.
come up with it. So
It's like the minivan.
But I'm telling you, I've been saying the Spocker for a very long time.
Good.
Or
I'm
9
happy for
cats
you.
in
Because
your ass.
don't I make puns out of everything? So when people start saying the shocker, well, I said, hey, I can do the Spocker. I've been fucking doing it forever, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
All right.
Or
God damn
or
it.
you could always also put 9 cats in your ass.
You could, or golf balls.
Oh, no.
Meow.
Or Barbie heads. We're just gonna sending them after each other.
Nerf football.
Do you know how big your butthole would have to be for that?
I've seen people do it.
I really would. Okay, so I wouldn't shut
I
right for a
believe
week
it.
normally. I wouldn't shut right for like 3 weeks with a Nerf football. That's what that would be.
Still, you guys need to see the video with the glass mayonnaise jar up someone's ass.
No, I don't.
So bad.
It is very bad.
That is so
very
bad.
bad. Very bad.
So that's what I got. Michael, you got anything else?
I got nothing else.
I think we're good.
All right.
Okay.
So,
Joseph?
So for bloody gaping assholes, I'm Joe Spiegel. Cocktails out.
Fuck everything about you.